All through this year's resolution, we've debated some of the scoreliest cases that could ever come to mind, from Caribbean sugar, CTBT, to low-intensity conflict. But now it's time to look at one of the few centered topic issues: a country where the United States could make a big difference in such a small country. To produce democracy in Uruguay, and to affirm this resolution here's a resolution that the United States government should adopt a policy to increase political stability in Latin America. Insert name, and I propose the following four-plank plan. Plank 1, pay off Uruguay's foreign debt. Plank 2, send technicians and equipment to modernize Uruguay's industry. Plank 3, shift all hardware contracts to Hechinger Code. Plank 4, logistics and enforcement guaranteed. Plank 5, legislative intent. Affirmative reserves the right to clarify the proposal during the debate. Plank 7, remove all barriers to imports for Uruguayan products. The economic situation in Uruguay is bad, as we see in Observation 1. Uruguay's economy bad. Ronald McDonald in '88, officers not a burger and a shake, but our first card. The problem faced by Uruguay's civilian politicians is how to return to what many still regard as normal conditions in the country in the face of major economic problems that have challenged, if not destroy, the original premises that create a new set of economic realities that may become new normalcy. Douglas Tweedale in '84 tells us that the economy is depressed. All indications that many public sector programs will remain present while Uruguay struggles to make ends meet in the current depressed economy. McDonald in '88 tells us that in addition to debt, Uruguay needs economic reorganization and industrial modernization. Uruguay's many foreign problems include a massive international debt, a rural economy that is in need of major reorganization, and unresponsive change demands for its traditional exports, and an urban-based industry economy that is stagnant, inefficient, costly, and inflexible. Tweedale in '88 tells us that the foreign debt is $4.65 billion. Uruguay is staggering under a $4.65 billion debt, and stubborn recession marked by 15% unemployment, runaway military spending, and 50% decline in real personal income since 1973. Business America in '85 tells us that debt payments are decreasing exports threaten recovery. Due to much higher debt payments, as well as less favorable terms of trade, and average incomes have been depressed for even more than total output, and accordingly could take longer to rise to levels of more prosperous times. Business America, again in '85, tells us that they need investment and better terms of trade. However, absence of new foreign investment and improved terms of trade and strong demand abroad for Uruguayan products could endanger Uruguayan economic recovery. Martin Lee and Pia Gallegos tell us in '86 that the country is in ruins. The civilian government inherited a country in ruins. Our culture and educational potential has been shattered. Our health service is destroyed. The economy is in shambles. Lee and Gallegos in '86 tell us that the debt is the military's fault. Since the coup d'etat in 1973, Uruguay's foreign debt has multiplied 10 times. McDonald in '88 tells us that short-term solutions failed. Unfortunately, much of the economic success was due to a short-term decline in the cost of petroleum imports and one-time increase in exports to Brazil. It remains to be seen whether favorable economic trends can be continued after 1987. McDonald again in '88 says austerity equals political instability. To cope with increasing foreign debt payments, military heavily government expenditures for social programs, which in turn create serious long-term political problems. McDonald in '88 again says Uruguay needs modernization. Few political leaders disagree about the need for change, what Uruguayans commonly refer to as economic modernization, but there is little agreement on how to achieve the change or who will pay the price. Business America in '85 tells us that the debt threatens the democracy. Debt is one of the principal factors jeopardizing the whole process of democratization, not only in Uruguay, but in all of Latin America. Observation 2, we see that the military takeover is again impossible. Tweedale in '84 offers the initial analysis. Perhaps the most famous, serious challenge facing the new government will be how to keep a powerful military in check. McDonald in '88 tells us the coup is rapidly becoming possible. President Julio Sanguinetti and his Colorado party lack a majority in National Congress and face a continuing threat of legislative stalemate and paralysis, two of the symptoms that encouraged military intervention in the '70s. Tweedale in '84 thinks that the military is considering a coup. Indeed, one source close to the military suggests that at least some Uruguayan generals, irritated by political attacks and their prestige, are already questioning the return to civilian rule. Catherine Ledger in '87 tells us that confrontation is coming. Now Uruguay may yet be heading toward a dramatic military-civilian confrontation. Tweedale in '84 says economic collapse equals a military coup. Noted one envoy, I wouldn't be surprised to see the military come back if the economy collapses and there is social unrest. This could help, the U.S. could help the situation, but hasn't, as we see in Observation 3, U.S. relations poor. Ronald McDonald in '88 says, relations between Uruguay and the United States have been poor over the past years. He also tells us that the U.S. is unwilling. But from 1985 on, the United States seemed unwilling or unable to lend support to the new Uruguayan regime, and several minor diplomatic incidents raised doubt whether the United States would understand or assist the new civilian regime. And if that don't beat all, he tells us the U.S. doesn't care. What is extraordinary is that few people in the United States have any conception of Uruguay's painful struggle to maintain democracy. But if you can't figure out why Reagan doesn't like Uruguay, McDonald in '88 says Uruguay is opposed to the United States involvement with the rebels in Nicaragua, and Uruguay's Senate repealed the Uruguayan trade embargo with Nicaragua. But fortunately, the affirmative heads off an economic collapse and a military coup, as we see in Observation 4, affirmative solved. Business America in '88 leads off by saying Uruguay needs increased exports and lines of credit. However, lines of credit and a good outlet are the two elements needed to succeed in Uruguay. Business America in '85 also says that Uruguay wants capital. Many, of course, are looking for foreign working capital and are keen to accept various forms of capital sharing and know-how in order to put through these difficult times. McDonald in '88 tells us that Uruguay needs foreign investment. Sanguinetti said this objective could not be achieved without an increase in foreign investment, and he defended the need to encourage private enterprise and investment in the economy. McDonald again says Uruguay needs modernization. President Sanguinetti summed up the economic objective facing the government as one of modernization, specifically increasing productivity and stimulating investment. McDonald in '88 tells us modernization solved. Necessary changes will disrupt the lives of most Uruguayans and will create additional deprivations and burdens for many. Throughout Latin America, economic prosperity is a utopia to be pursued through modernization. In Uruguay, it is a utopia to be reestablished through modernization. Guess who? Yep, it's Ronald McDonald again in '88. He's telling us that Uruguay needs the U.S. However, Uruguay's most important foreign relationship is with the United States, which can help it resolve its international debt problems. And last but not least, Mickey D in '88. Without United States support, the success of the effort by Uruguayan leaders to solve their economic problems remains very much in question. Thank you, vote affirmative, and have a nice day.